Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. So in this video, I will go over Lab 2B. Try to follow it, try to watch it if you have already done because I will do it a bit differently. The way we did it in class was, I think, kind of inaccurate. So just follow this video. So for this lab, on the first page, you will see here, they talk about certain things like what's your home directory, how to change directories, and relative and absolute paths. The basic gist or the basic concept mentioned here is that if you want to go to a directory, you use cd and the name of that directory. Okay. If you want to go back to the directory, so here I was in my home directory. If you remember, the wave symbol represents your home directory. So I was in my home directory. I changed my directory to directory 3 and now I am inside directory 3. Let's say I want to go back to home directory. For that you can use cd and then ... The ... is used to go to the parent directory. So it will take me back to home directory. Okay. And then you can also use cd and then the minus symbol. And this will take you back to the previous directory, which means that previously here I was in directory 3. So if I use this command, it will take me back to directory 3. So it will take you to the last directory that you were in. All right. And then if you just use cd and the wave symbol, it will take you to your home directory. That's the basic idea. And in the third point, it mentions that all the absolute paths start with a slash. So if you notice here, the absolute path needs to start from a slash, but the relative path does not start from the slash symbol. Okay, that's the only difference. The slash is basically the topmost directory. So the absolute path always starts from the topmost directory, and the relative is wherever you are, in whichever directory or folder you are in. Okay, so that's basically mentioned here. I just did these two steps using the dot annotation, change directory to the parent directory, which is this command ... and then go back to your last directory, meaning the last directory you were in. You would use cd minus for that. Now we'll start from question 5. Here you have to basically create the directories and then some files. The mistake we did in class is that we tried to create all of this using one command, which was mkdir. But today I will show you how to do it in the proper way. The first thing you do is you only create directories. Using the mkdir command, you will only create the directories which are in blue, and then you'll use the touch command to create the green files. Basically, the files are represented using green boxes. So you will use touch command for the files and mkdir for creating the directory. So here, the first one, okay, so how do we write this? Let me make some space here. Okay. So the first thing you would write is mkdir because you want to create the directories, and then minus p. If you don't put minus p, there will be an error. How about I show you the error without minus p first, and then I'll use minus p. But mkdir, the first folder here is my stuff. So that's the first thing I will write, my underscore stuff, and make sure that you write it in the same case. So if M is capital, you have to write it as capital. Don't alter the case. Okay, and then slash. Why slash? Because within my stuff you have some folders. So when you're going inside a folder or inside a directory, you will use the slash. Now within my stuff you have 4 folders. Okay, one is music, one is docs, one is games, and then one is this particular folder. So when you have multiple folders on the same level, so in this case you have 4 folders on the same level, you will use brackets. Okay, and then each of these folders like music, docs, games, and WMV, they will be separated with using comma. Okay, so this is how you will write it: music, comma, docs, comma, games, comma, WMV 5001. Okay, so you have 4 folders together inside my stuff. Then within these folders, you have multiple folders, right? So we'll start from, let's say, games. Okay, so inside games, you have Tetris and Warcraft. Again, because it's inside, you have to put a slash. So after games, I'll put a slash. And then you have multiple folders on the same level, Tetris and Warcraft. So again, you need to use brackets. Okay, so within brackets, you'll write Tetris and then what? Don't put a space. Okay, this is a mistake you can make. Don't put spaces. Okay, when you're writing all of this, no need to put a space. Warcraft. So that's done. I've added the 2 folders. These files, I'll create them using touch. Okay. Then now moving to docs, you have IT6004 and then 5005. So again, these are inside the doc folder. So you need to put a slash after docs. And then brackets because you have multiple folders on the same level. And you will write IT5004, IT5005. Okay, so we're done with docs folder as well. And these 2 files will be created using touch command. Now, again, one of the folders here, which is U2. Oh, sorry, my bad. Under music, you have again 3 folders. So again, after music, you will put a slash, brackets, and then now here, some of the folders have a space in their naming. If that's the case, you have to use double quotations. Okay, so Van Morrison. And then the second one is U2. And then Green Day. Again, Green Day has a space, so you will put quotations. Green Day. Okay. Now, if I run this command, it will give me an error. Let's see what error it is. It's telling you these directories are not created. Why? Because you're trying to create multiple directories at the same time. So for that, you have to use the -p command, which will create those directories without giving you this error. Okay. Oops, sorry. Yeah. So now it has created. I can check it using ls-r command. Okay. Or I can just use the tree command. Okay. Now there's one thing that I did wrong. I did not create the lab2b folder. Okay. I think I missed it somewhere. I was supposed to create lab2b. Yeah. I was supposed to create lab2b folder. So what I'm going to do, this is important as well. Let's say you create the folders in the wrong way. What you are supposed to do is remove them. Now, how do I remove them? I can write rmdir if it's an empty directory, or rm and then -r if it's a directory with contents. Now, my stuff has contents within it, right? So you can't use rmdir because it's not empty. So using rm-r and then the name of the folder, it will remove everything within that folder. So if you run the tree command again, now I don't have the my stuff folder. So what I can do now is mkdir lab 2b cd lab 2b and then rerun the command that I used earlier. Okay, and then now if I write tree, it's showing me the structure within the lab 2b folder. Okay, now we're supposed to create the files, right? Beautiful day, 21 guns, all of that. So I'll create them one by one. If you want, you can use one command, but I think it's preferable that you do it using separate commands, separate touch commands, so that you don't get confused. Okay, So cd, oh, again, you don't have everything that you do in this folder, sorry, everything that you do within this lab has to be done from the lab2b folder. You have to either use absolute or relative path. Okay, so I would recommend that you use relative path, but it's up to you. Either way should work. Okay, now if here I need to create beautiful day mp3, let's notice here. I want to create it under u2 folder. The u2 folder is here and it's under the music folder. And the music folder is under the my stuff folder. So I have to write it this way. Touch my stuff. You can just write the initial letters and then press tab. It will complete it for you. Okay. So my stuff, music, and then what else? U2. Okay. And then within this one, you need to write beautiful day dot mp3. Sorry, mp3. Okay. Now, if I write tree command under U2, I have beautiful day mp3, and it shows me I have 12 directories and one file. This is the correct way of doing it, because when we were doing it with mkdir, it was only creating directories. Okay, so again, tree, and then now I want to create 21 guns mp3 file. So that again is under U2. So I can use the same command, touch, but just change the name of the file. So 21 guns mp3. Okay, so I'm done with those two files. Now in under the docs folder, under itb5004, I need to create notes.txt. So my stuff, docs, itb5004, and then notes. So touch my stuff, docs, itb5004, and then I need to create, and because I'm creating it under it, I need to put a slash. Okay, so slash and then notes dot txt, and the same file but under it50. Okay, now I forgot the b in the name of the folder. That's okay, we can rename it later. Okay, itb5005 notes folder, sorry, notes file. And then under Tetris, under the games folder, you have highest scores. So touch my stuff, games, Tetris, highest scores.txt, and then touch cheat codes, cheat codes, Warcraft. Okay. Now if I run tree, that's I mean, you can see if it's correct. So under docs, you have notes.txt, highest score under Tetris, cheat codes under Warcraft, 21 guns, and then beautiful day. The order doesn't matter if you're using tree. What it does is it shows it in alphabetic order. So don't worry if music is not the first document. Sorry, first folder. Okay, now in the second listing, okay, before that, let's try to rename the file. Okay, so I'll try to, one second. Okay, so I have a mistake. Sorry, I have a mistake here. One of the folders, where is it? Actually, two folders. They're supposed to be ITB5004, but I wrote them as IT5004. So how can we rename them? We can use, I'm not sure, I'll try to see if it works with folder, but you can use MV, my stuff, docs, and then IT5004 to my stuff, docs ITB5004. Okay, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but let's see. Trial and error. Okay, so the name is changed and it didn't create another folder, so that's fine. Okay, good. So similarly, if an error like that happens for you, you can also change it. I mean, you can also rename it using the mv command, which is nothing but the move command. So it's used for both moving the files and renaming the files. Okay. So here lab2b again. Sorry. Here under docs, I need to change the other folder name as well. So I will use the same command. And now with tree, we can see both of them are ITB. Okay. Now create a list. Create a listing of the content of the directory my stuff and redirect it to a file called lab2bq5. So you can either use tree, but because it says listing here, I would recommend using ls-r, which is all of this. It shows you the same structure, but it's kind of confusing to look at. Like here it says there's a folder my stuff. Within my stuff you have docs, games, music, WMV, and then within docs you have ITB 5004 5005. Within each of these you have files. So the blue ones are directories and the white ones are files. So you have under 5004 and 5005 you have notes.txt. Under games you have two folders, Tetris, Warcraft, and under Tetris you have highest score. Under Warcraft you have cheat codes. Under music you have three folders again, and then under each of them it is showing what you have. Under Green Day you have nothing. Under U2 you have two files, 21 Guns and then Beautiful Day, and the last one has no files. And then this is also another empty directory. So this is also good for you to look at. You can either use tree, you can either use ls-r, but I think whenever it says listing, just use ls-r. But it's telling you that you need to redirect it to a file called lab2b underscore q5.txt. Okay, and then if you view that file, it should show you the same output as ls-r. Okay, this should be now located under, oh, this file should now be located in, oh, it should be under my stuff folder. Okay, again, a mistake that I made. If I use tree command, the lab file should be under my stuff folder. So what you can do is you can write move command lab file under my stuff folder, and then if you run tree again, the file is now under my stuff folder. Okay, again, this is the way you will do. I'm sure if I'm making mistakes, you'll make the same mistakes as well, but you just need to know the commands to fix those mistakes, like how I use the move command for moving and renaming, and you know how I'm figuring out where it should be. The only thing you need to do is read the question properly and see if you're doing the right way. Okay, now we're done with that. Okay, now you need to move the 21 Guns mp3 file to the Green Day folder. Okay, now you can either do this from the my stuff folder, or you can either do this from lab2b folder, because they mention here that it should be under my stuff, right? So it's up to you how you want to do it, but I think let's do it from the my stuff folder. Okay, so I will change to my stuff, and then you need to move 21 Guns to Green Day folder. So this file, which is in U2 folder, you need to move it to the Green Day folder. So you will use the command mv again, and where is it? It is in the music folder, and then U2 folder, and then the name of the file is 21 Guns, and then you move it to you put a space. So move command, the first thing is you write mv space and then the file that you want to move or you want to rename space and then where you want to move it or what is the new name. Okay, so I want to right now move it into the Green Day folder. Okay, so now if you check, 21 Guns is under Green Day now. Okay, then move the folder wm, is it b? Oh, okay, it's wmv. There's a error here. So wmv into the docs folder. So this folder should now move to the docs folder. So you're going to write the move command again, wmv, move it to docs folder, and then check using tree again. So docs should have now this folder. Okay, then you need to delete some files. Delete the Van Morrison directory. So because it's an empty directory, it doesn't have any file, you can use rmdir Van Morrison. Oh, sorry, it's under music. So music and then Van Morrison. And now check with tree again. That folder is gone. You just have two folders now, Green Day and YouTube. Delete the games directory and all its content using only one command. So there's a games folder here. You need to delete all of this, but you just need to use one command. For that, because the game is the games folder is basically it's a directory, right? So, and you cannot delete a directory if it has contents using the rmdir command. So you are going to use rm-r, which means remove the directory plus all the files that are, or all the contents that are within the directory. So rm-r and then the name of the folder. Okay, so remove it, and then if you want to view it, you can use the tree command again. Now we don't have any games folder. Okay, now okay, now directory listing. You need to create a listing of all directories and subdirectories contained in my stuff. Okay, so you have to write, because again it says a listing, use ls minus r, and yeah, that should be it. So it shows you all the listing under the my stuff directory. Then redirect the command above to a file named lab2vq7. This file should now be located in the my stuff folder. So ls minus r, redirect it to lab2vq7, and it should be under my stuff. So if we do the tree command again, you have both the files here, which is correct. Confirm that the content of the file is correct and compare it to the screenshot below. Okay, so it has okay, so let's see the content of the file. More lab 2bq7 should have docs. Oh, sorry, docs, music. Okay, I think there's a mistake. Okay, it should be like this, which was correct, docs, but it has an extra file. I think they forgot to mention it here. That file is not there, but it has docs, it has music, it has under docs, it has all of this. Then it has notes, empty folder, music, folders. Yeah, it's correct. Okay, so that's done. Confirm that the content of the file, okay, that's correct. Now retrieve the files lab2b, q5 and q7 using ftp. Okay, so for this you can exit from PuTTY and open PSFTP. Okay, let me increase the, if it's possible to increase the font size. Okay, anyway, so here you have to first write open, and then the host name student 1 dot bp test dot cloud, and then your login credentials. Okay, now the first thing you would do is write ls lab 2b slash my stuff. Okay, you need to get these two files, 2bq5 and 2bq7. The first thing I would, for some of the students, there was an error, like if you don't set the LCD every time, it will give you an error while accessing the files. So it's best to set the LCD every time, which is the local change directory. So local directory, and then where you want to save it. So C, think users, no, sorry. Again, this is your desktop. I would recommend to find the location of your desktop and use that for LCD. So go to, I would say, if you go to here, C drive, users, your account, and then desktop, and then just copy this, okay, and then paste it here. Again, yeah, I think you have to do this every time because some of the students had an issue. I don't know why I didn't paste. I will write it again. Or just copy it. Okay, and then now you have to write get lab 2b slash my stuff, because your files are there, right? And then lab 2b, this one here, lab 2b underscore q5.txt. Okay, and then lab 2b q7.txt. Okay, if I go back, I should have them here somewhere. Yeah, you just take these two files. Okay, now it's stuck. I don't know what's the issue. But if you take these two files, you have to zip them and upload them on Moodle. Okay, you take these two files, right click, compress to zip. Okay, and it should work for you. I don't know why there's an issue today with my computer. Sorry, you will just add the naming that is sorry, that is mentioned here in the Word document. Compress them to lab 202b and then your student ID, and then upload them on Moodle. Okay, that's it. You can exit from both the PuTTY and then PSFTP. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know. We will spend some time in class as well trying to go through this if possible. But my best advice is that you go through this, try to do the lab as many times as you can. It's not that you just do it once and then you will know it. No, the first time maybe use help. The second time, try to test yourself if you have understood and if you can do it without any help. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll become with it. Okay, so that's it. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.